Just when you thought things could not get any worse for the entrepreneurial dump divers in the WNBA. Just when you thought ratings for Unrivaled could not get any lower. America sends a clear message.
Here's where it gets really interesting. Remember all that hype around Angel Reese, the so-called star power that was going to save women's basketball. Can you believe what's happening with Unrivaled? This brand new women's basketball league was supposed to be the next big thing, but it's crushing faster than a failed alley-oop. Ratings and games that are about as exciting as seeing paint drop. Well, turns out she cannot even fill a gym used at a high school.
When it comes to money, when it comes to business, you cannot make decisions based on emotion. Last year, after a partnership that lasted over 3 decades, TNT lost their broadcast rights to the NBA. Several weeks later, they signed a 6-year agreement with Unrivaled worth $100 million.
Let's take a trip back to those exciting early days. Picture this: TNT just lost the NBA, and they're scrambling for something else, anything to fill that basketball-shaped hole in their lineup. It's like they're at a party and their best friend just ditched them. What do?
A 6-year agreement with a startup. TNT gave $100 million to an unproven commodity. Well, actually, it was a proven commodity. We have 30 years of evidence that proves women's basketball does not draw on television. We have 30 years of evidence that proves Americans are not interested in women's basketball.
You are unmatched, strolling in with a $100 million to contract and promises of star power that will knock your socks off. You have Angel Reese, Chelsea Gray, and a full roster of stars meant to ignite the basketball scene ablaze. It's like TNT got a golden ticket, and they're waving it around for everyone to see now. You might be thinking TNT starts shouting stats like 3 million viewers and sold-out arenas seems too good to be true, right? That's because it sounds wonderful. And how could this possibly go wrong here?
We have 30 years of ratings from the WNBA that prove you are not interested. From the outside looking in, it appears that TNT might have made an emotional decision, a decision based in panic. They lost the NBA. They desperately needed something to replace it. All of a sudden, this nicely polished turd appears and TNT latches onto it.
You see, TNT's claim of 3 million viewers is about as real as a unicorn playing point guard. We're talking some serious number fudging here. It's like they're counting every person who accidentally scrolled past a highlight on social media. As a dedicated viewer, can you believe that they're so desperate to make this league look good they're counting likes and shares, as if they're actual TV ratings?
When we talk about NFL ratings, how many times have we talked about watch hours on social media or watch minutes on social media? When we talk about ratings in cable news, how many times have we mentioned views on Instagram or Twitter? None. Why? Because it's not an accurate representation of popularity. Matter of fact, it can be incredibly misleading.
Now you could be wondering, what about all those star players they promised? Surely they are drawing in the crowds right well. Is the kicker, despite all the hype around players like Angel Reese and Chelsea Gray, fans aren't exactly rushing to their TVs to see them play. It's like TTT promised us a gourmet meal and served a microwave dinner instead.
They're interested in Caitlin Clark, which is why TNT offered her $1 million to join this polished turd. But in terms of the on-court product itself, people are not interested.
And let's talk about that marketing approach for a second. Unrivaled is so focused on getting those sweet social media impressions that they've forgotten about actual TV ratings. It's like they're trying to win a popularity contest by buying followers. It looks good on paper, but it doesn't translate to real success. All right, let's talk numbers. And trust me, these aren't the kind of stats anyone wants to brag about. You know how they say numbers don't lie? Well, Unrivaled ratings are telling a story. And it's not a fairy tale, we're talking about a nosedive so steep it'll make your head spin.
Social media analytics can be misleading, which is why leagues that struggle in the ratings prefer to use them. Headline at USA Today. TNT announces that 3 million people tuned into Unrivaled during opening weekend. What? Excuse me? 3 million? Am I missing something?
Recall those opening weekend games, they averaged just 300 and 1,000 viewers. That's barely enough to fill a nice-sized college arena. But wait, it gets worse. Because those numbers, they're not holding constant, they're sinking faster than a poor shot in the fourth quarter.
According to my calculations, the first slate of games on Friday and Monday, they did not break 1 million viewers combined. And it's not just my calculations. Headline at the Sports Business Journal, Unrivaled averaging 204,000 viewers to date.
Can you believe that in just a few days, Unrivaled lost over 60% of its audience? That's right, we've got games pulling in less than 200,000 viewers. The second game dropped to 187,000. And the third a measly 120,000. That's like the entire population of a small town tuning in. And here's the kicker, it's not getting any better.
In the span of 72 hours, Unrivaled lost over 60% of its audience. Their debut Friday night averaged around 311,000, which was bad enough. By the time we get to Monday, TNT was counting viewers by the dozen.
Now you're probably wondering what's causing this ratings free fall. Well, let's take a closer look at the on-court product. Remember the Phantoms, they're not just losing games, they're getting blown out so badly that viewers are turning off their TVs in droves. We're talking about losses so big, they make the Harlem Globetrotters' opponents look competitive. But here's where it gets really interesting. You might think, hey, at least they've got star power with Angel Reese. Right, wrong, all those Instagram followers there. Not translating into actual viewers. It's like having 1 million friends on Facebook, but no one shows up to your birthday party.
Angel Reese might be well known. Angel Reese may be a star on social media, but there's a huge difference between a star and a draw. The truth is, Angel Reese is not a draw.
And let me tell you, this isn't just bad news for the league. Advertisers and sponsors are probably sweating bullets right now. They're looking at these numbers and thinking, did we just throw our money into a black hole? Because let's face it, when your viewership is lower than some YouTube unboxing videos, that's not exactly a solid investment.
I hope TNT has an out clause. I hope this contract was performance-based, because if it's not, TNT just threw $100 million into the abyss.
The lack of competitive drama isn't helping either. Are the nail-biting finishes, the last-second shots, the passionate rivalries that keep fans coming back for more. Without these elements, Unrivaled is about as exciting as watching paint dry. And let's be frank, in today's world of limitless entertainment alternatives, if you're not bringing the heat, viewers are going to change the channel faster than you can say airball. You know how they say stars shine brightest when the lights are on. Well, Unrivaled got some big names, but their performance is leaving fans in the dark. What's going on with these so-called superstars, and why can't they light up the scoreboard or the ratings?
According to the media, this league is filled with star power. Check out these A-listers: Chelsea Gray, Joel Lloyd, Jackie Young, and the biggest star of them all, Angel Reese. These women are huge stars. Who, and who?
Let's talk about Chelsea Gray and Joel Lloyd. These are players who've made waves in the WNBA, right? So you'd think they'd be bringing some serious heat to Unrivaled. But here's the kicker, when you tune in to watch, it's like someone forgot to tell them the game started. The energy, it's flatter than a deflated basketball.
The scariest thing is that the Rose and Lunar Owls game had 89,000 people. There were less than 100,000 people watching this game. I mean, that is crazy. It's absolutely, absolutely crazy. Like, this was a game where Angel Reese played. She is supposed to be the biggest draw in the league.
So So you might be asking, can they pull off a miracle return? Or is this the beginning of the end for women's basketball's latest venture? It's not just about the players anymore. It's about crafting a product that keeps viewers on the edge of their seats. Think rivalries drama. And those edge-of-seat moments that make sports so addictive. But let's be real, the clock is ticking. TNT's $1 million gamble is looking shakier by the day, and there are whispers that they might have let their emotions cloud their judgment. Yikes. So what do you think? Is there still hope for Unrivaled? Or is it game over? Add your opinions in the comments. And don't forget to press that subscribe button for more hard-hitting sports analysis. The ball's in your court now.